I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Madoka Magica. Again, we finished the series earlier, and now we're on to a movie. So, I'm upset. I'm bummed. I want to keep watching Madoka Magica forever. I don't live in that world. That reality doesn't exist. I'm miserable. Whatever. So, from what I'm told, there are 3 Madoka Magica movies, but the first 2 are recapping episodes 1 through 12. I don't know how true that is. I'm going to just take it for its word.
You're going to believe it.
And then the third movie is what we're going to be watching today. I don't know when it takes place, whether that's somewhere in the middle of the series. You know how some anime will have non-canon movies that the characters are in like a kind of a safe place, and then an enemy shows up and we can all come together and fight that. Or if it's going to take place after that 12th episode in the reality that we now live in.
Okay.
That's all I know.
That's going to be my guess that I'm going into it with, is that it's going to take place after the ending of the final episode, episode 12.
I just don't know how you'd handle it.
I don't either, because I don't really know what that means. Like, Madoka was our main character throughout Madoka Magica. To have a Madoka Magica movie, but Madoka's just a concept and not a person who's actually an imaginary friend, and not, you know, and just little whispers in your ear and not actually there as visibly interacting with the other characters. That would, I mean, I'm interested in it.
Yep.
Do you have any expectations?
I don't know. It's Madoka Magica. I'm going to love it. That's my expectation. And maybe that's setting myself up for being disappointed, but I very much so doubt that to be the case because it's Madoka Magica.
Right. I also have the expectation that I'm going to love it. I also have the expectation that I might cry. So just like the ending of the season of episode 12, I have tissues. And you can borrow? No, borrow would be weird.
You can have them back
tissues,
after I'm done with them. It's fine.
No, you can just use them.
Aww.
You don't have to just borrow them. You can use them.
All right.
I can share.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Magical girls.
The magical girls. Salvation of Oblivion.
Okay.
The final day will come.
Oh, okay. I dreamt. In the same way Madoka did in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
That looks pretty witch-esque to me.
Yeah. Maybe the wraiths
Can
actually
make
do
labyrinths?
look similar? No, it's very witchy.
Welcome to cinema. Maybe this is just like a cute little opening for us because it's a movie. Oh, the animation's gonna be crazy.
This is the witch that teddy bear magical girl became.
What in the fuck? Hi, Madoka. Hi, Sayaka.
Kyoko?
Mommy too, maybe?
I'm ready for mommy with like the gun pointed.
We've trapped the witch.
Candlelit dinner for one.
What? What the fuck? Mommy!
Another witch.
We haven't seen Homura.
Is this a world where we can revert becoming a witch?
When is this? Where is this? This is very much like episode 1. Right?
Yeah.
Is this a different iteration? right? Now like 16 chairs. There you go.
Instead of dreaming of calamity and Homura, we have a dream of like hopeful fighting witches and then tea parties with witches. Like,
I'm like, are we watching the right thing? Okay.
okay.
This is when we pick the band that we end up giving to Homura, right? The end of the
And we know that they're friends now.
Yeah. The only difference is Kyubei's already here.
It's like the first day Homura.
Is it a different life Homura had lived before episode 12, you know?
I'm confused.
I love the clock. Dependent on what hairstyle Homura has, that will give us evidence. Are there glasses on her face?
What wish would Madoka have made before the one that we saw in the end of the season? Gotta have that magical girl running with bread in her hand.
Time where they had a friendship. All of these are devoid of Homura. Okay, okay. Homura's in the white dress.
And with the gears.
Origin of Walpurgisnacht? Oh, I love this version of the
Look at
song.
her.
I'm sorry, you're right. She looks like she's in a lot of despair. I was just loving the song. This looks like the end of episode 12 a little bit, right? Rebellion. Kyoko's here?
She's helping Sayaka get over losing the man of her dreams to Hitomi. Kyoko and Sayaka were meant to be friends.
Where's Hitomi?
She lives with her!
What?
Kyoko lives with Sayaka! They convinced her to go to school. That's so cute.
Did you see Kyubei like,
Like, poor Madoka. God, that makes me so happy.
I'm so confused. Alright. Mayan calendar. I'm sure some obscure eclipse is gonna happen.
Good timing. We have an eclipse coming. We need to take her to the bar, stat.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. We have glasses. We have braids. Pure.
We're warm, we're happy, we have hope.
Let's see how Madoka responds. But she doesn't run up and frantically tell
Yeah.
Madoka.
The nightmare.
The nightmare. What do you think her kit is? Time?
But we all fight together.
Big shot nightmares.
Nightmares sound innocent and cuter than witches.
Do you think it's a translation thing or actually different? Because it looked so much
Actually
like
different.
a witch.
Yeah,
like
but I feel like
Labyrinth.
those words wouldn't be translated similarly.
And
at
what was the
all.
other word we got at the end of last episode?
Wraiths.
Wraiths. Obviously, Madoka being here, it's not going to be with Wraiths, but...
Stop!
Those airships are crazy looking.
Hitomi? We know she's busy. She's in so many different activities. And she's about to go to sleep. What if the nightmares really are something that just like affects humans when they sleep?
What? Just regular people are turning into nightmares?
Was that the teddy bear thing? No. No, it wasn't. Because that was something they fought the night before. See, look at the little witches there with mommy. Like, what the?
Bebe. It's like a Cube, like, clone. Right? What?
Turn it into cheese. I agree. And that's why it's quilted. Because the nightmares happen in like in sleep. Captain Oblivious, her boyfriend. You do have experience. So it's almost like it's a hat that goes on them, like a teddy bear nightcap. They made Cube cuter in this. I love Bebe.
I don't know how I feel about Bebe. God, they're so cool! They're like the Power Rangers, but better!
They really are!
Oh!
Stop!
What a transformation! Wow. I need one for everyone, please. Hell yeah! Let's go! Okay, we have to pick our favorites. Kyoko's in the lead right now for sure.
I just love Kyoko.
Yo!
Oh my god! She's breakdancing!
The notes. Oh my god.
Homura.
It feels more witch-esque for her. Right?
Hmm.
Oh my god.
So cute!
What? Oh my god. It's still time magic, right?
This is what it's like when magical girls work together.
We have duo moves. We have ultimates.
Come on, Sayaka. God, I love her.
What the fuck? The combination attacks are the best thing that I've ever seen.
Kyoko's just like this, falling
And all
through the
standing
air.
on Sayaka's swords. Let's go.
What was it, the 5 Lillians? We have fought. That's the witch that killed mommy. Like, I'm so confused.
What the fuck is happening?
The apple, of course. She's the cheese. Look at him. Look at little Kami Joe. Why does that make me want to cry? They're like shining. It's like they're given power by giving people good dreams.
That entire cake sequence, I felt like I was on some type of LSD. They were so buddy-buddy with the thing that killed Mommy. That expression. Such an interesting shot. What? Wow.
They were both feeling like they've been wanting to talk to each other, and now she's wondering if they've always been
And
like
look at like what we're seeing, like every setting.
Look at the little soul gems.
Do you see how long the legs of those chairs are? Going to a school that you weren't before.
Is this all just a dream? Like, what?
Wow. What the fuck? Is that a bridge? That is the craziest bridge
That's
that
too
I've
steep.
ever seen.
That's too steep. I don't like that.
Man. The architecture in Madoka Magica is really fucks with me. I like go to bed thinking about this shit. Like, oh my god. What do you mean? What is the logistic purpose? That was fucking awesome. Did things that Madoka doesn't know not exist or didn't know not exist here?
I have like chills. Like, I'm creeped out. I don't know what's
I
happening.
know. It's amazing.
Loop line. It really is a loop.
Looks like stained glass. This is so wild. This is a visual spectacle.
It's like they can't leave.
What the fuck? I mean, that was Homura looking at the other faces earlier in like just a, you know, Less dramatic version, right?
今日までそれ以上何の手出しもしてこなかったんだもん。こんな強気な明美ホムラは初めて見るはずなのに、全然意外って気がしねえ。むしろしっくりくるぐらい。
Tough.
Yep.
It's the only side that feels right to me.
覚えているのは私だけなの。
Who do we go to next? Oh,
The
I love this
music!
score so much.
Glasses off! Fuck yeah! Getting serious.
そう、私はこの手口を知って、
Yeah?
閉ざされた幻の空
A
間。
closed off world of illusion.
間違いない。ここは魔女の結界
A
だ。
witch's labyrinth. How? So it doesn't have to take place after episode 12, right? I don't know. I have no fucking clue, man. This is so cool.
かつて私は幾度となく同じ時間を繰り返し、
Okay.
残酷な運命に抗おうと戦った。そして最後は一人の少女
Okay. So it does take place after
希
episode
望と
12.
絶望を巡る残酷な連鎖は断ち切られ、なのに私たちは忘れている。いや、忘れさせられ
We
て
were
い
made
た
to forget.
偽りの三滝原の町で。
Were they stopping and noticing her because of the change?
Maybe.
Do you think it's all Bebe's doing? I don't trust Bebe. Bebe's timing's too comedic for me to trust them.
Yeah, so how'd you get with Bebe, mommy?
出会ったのはもうずいぶん前。
Bebe can show up in
このみさん
pictures?
やミキさんよりも付き合いは長いのよ。どうしてベベがともえさんのところに来たか覚えてますか？
Testing the waters.
なんだかもうずいぶん昔のことみたいに思えるわ。
Cube has his back turned, but we saw his eyes.
この三滝原には私一人しか魔法少女がいなかったの。
That's true.
今はこんなに頼れる仲間に囲まれてるんですもの。もう
This is like mommy's
一人
dream.
して頑張る必要がなくなったの。こう
Yeah. This is what mommy wanted.
って昔の私が夢に見ていた毎日なのかもね。
Mm-hmm.
魔法少女としての運命を受け入れた生き方がこんなに幸せで充実したものになるなんて。どうかしたの？ごめんなさい、まどか。
Is it mommy? Or Bebe?
茶番はこのくらいで終わらせましょう。あなたの正体を覚えてる。思い出したの。みんなの記憶を捏造し、こんな芸当ができるのはあなたしかいない。どういうつもり？こんな風に私、一体何が楽しいの？
What?
記憶って厄介なものね。次から次へと余計な思い出がついてくる。思い出したわ。ともえまみ。私はあの人が苦手だった。無理しすぎて。そのくせ誰より繊細な子。いつだって残酷すぎて。
Wow, that's a great line.
So that's how she felt about her.
一体何が目的なの？
Mommy?
事情がわかるまで話を聞いていたかったけれど、決められるのを黙って見ているわけにもいかないわ。まさか最初から。どういうことか説明してくれる？ベベ、逃げて。避けようなんて思わないで。さもないと私と。
Okay. Oh. This is so fucking cool, but I hate seeing them fight. Are these all just thousands of bullets, like, hitting each other in midair? Oh! Oh shit! Yo!
What is the like? What is the outcome for this? Like,
This is how I feel when I'm 1v1ing somebody in a video game. Jesus, this is so cool! Yo. Wow. Oh! I don't know. Mommy doesn't look like she's struggling.
what the fuck?
What the fuck? What?
Maybe?
自分に何の違和感も感じないの。急所を打とうとしなかった。まだ私の身を案じてくれるだけの気持ちはあるよね。どうしてベベを襲ったりしたの？あいつは魔女よ。魔女なんて知らないわ。私たちの敵は魔獣でしょ。
Wraiths.
They aren't. They're the
Yeah,
nightmares.
not nightmares.
ナイトメアって
Holy shit.
Okay. Whew,
Sayaka?
どういうこと？一体力説明するのです。
What the?
What?
Is that who Bebe was?
ベベ？
When Bebe was a magical girl?
ごめんなさい。落ち着いて話を聞いてほしいのです。ただし丸ごと再現するほどでかい結界を張った魔女が殺したりもせず、ただ私たちそんな奇妙なことやるやつじゃなかったでしょ。
Yeah.
餌集めのための罠じゃない。結界をコントロールしている魔女の目的は、つまり今起こっている出来事が誰にとこから推理していけば、その魔法に頼りすぎるところ。私たちの中にいる。
Or is it Homura?
不思議がる
Oh my god.
現にも言ってたじゃない。今が一番幸せだって。結界を作った魔女を突き止めて、それであんたはどうするつもり？そんなのは始末するの？ただ魔女だからって理由で。
Just because
何
she's
が
a
言いたい
witch.
の？ねえ、これってそんなに悪いことなの？みんなで力を合わせて生きていく。裁かれなきゃならないほど罪深いものなの？魔女の肩を持つつもり？私たちが行き着く果ての姿だもの。魔女になる前に円環の断りに回収する。あの子が世界を作り変えた。彼女自身を犠牲にしてね。あんたは覚えてるんだっけね。そうよ。私だけだったはず。ここにはそもそもありえないはずの存在が3ついる。この結界を作った魔女。もう一つは魔女の姿。そして最後は魔女のことを知っているあなた。あなたは何者？本当に三木さやかなの？私はあんたが知ってる通りの私だよ。転校生。
What in the fuck?
逃げ足が速すぎるわね。もっと不器用な子だった。ここは偽物の街。誰かが夢に見た願望の世界。
It feels so meta, doesn't it?
マミの縄張りを手伝ってんじゃねえか。昔の私が夢に見ていた毎日なのかもね。戦い続けなければならない。奇 奇跡を願った対価。
It's the price we paid for our miracles.
そんな私たちだからこそ子は身を挺して救おうとしてくれた。
Wow.
こんな茶番劇、まどかの犠牲を無駄にしているだけよ。
Wasting. Oh, that reminds me of a line last up.
心配してたよ。一体何があったの？私は
Oh, the bench where she shot Cube. What a great place to go.
何もできないなんて私だって辛いよ。私ね、とても怖い夢を見、あなたがもう二度と会えないほど遠いところに行っちゃって、中の誰もかもがそのことを忘れちゃって、まどかのことを覚えてるたった一人の人間として取り残されて悲しいのに、その気持ちを誰にも分かってもらう。私が勝手に作り出した絵空事じゃないかって。うん、それはとっても嫌な夢だね。でも大丈夫だよ。私だけが誰にも会えなくなって。なぜそう言い切れるの？だって私だよ。ホムラちゃんでさえ泣いちゃうような辛いこと、私が我慢できるわけない。それは我慢できないほど辛いこと。
No, the regrets.
もし他にどうしようもない時だったとしても
She would have the courage.
そうだったのね。それがあなたの本当の気持ちなら、なんてバカな間違いを。どんな手を使ってでもあなたを止めなきゃいけなかった。まどか、どれほど辛いことだと分かっていても、それを選択できてしまう。あなたにしかできないことがあると知ったとき、自分でも気づいていないほど優しすぎて。私ね、知ってるんだよ。そっか、やっぱりまどかも何も覚えてないんだね。あなたは幻かもしれないって、偽物かもしれないって思ってた。こうしてまた会えるなんて。あなたは本当のまどかだわ。もう一度また優しくしてくれて本当に嬉しい。それだけで十分に私は幸せだった。もう行くわ。私まだやり残したことがあるから。ホムラちゃん、あなた魔女のことは覚えてる？そいつも何か本当なら覚えてなきゃおかしい。知らなくて正解よ。からかってるんじゃねえぞ。じゃあ要まどかは？はあ、当たり前だろ。何よ。おい、まさかあなたが彼女のことを知ってるはずがない。その記憶は偽物よ。悪い冗談としか思えねえ。本当にこんな簡単なこと、まどかがいる世界を捏造できるとした。
Wow, just like her room.
まどかの
Have to know about Madoka.
これで分かったわ。私たち全員の記憶を書き換え。ホムラ、大丈夫か？どこにいるんだ？最後に一つだけ確認したいことがある。に決着をつけるわ。あなたの手は煩わ巻き込んでしまってごめんなさい。ソウルジェムを手放してもせいぜい100メートルが限度のはず。
You see the key?
次は北から小学校へはこちらからお越しください。
What the fuck?
Not even a magical girl.
ないってわけ。
Wow.
どうしてよ。ねえ。どうして。いつの間に
When? When did I become a witch?
Oh.
真実なんて知りたくもないはずなの。それでも追い求めずにはいられないなんて。つくづく人間の好奇心というものは理不尽だね。答えにたどり着くだろうとは思っていたよ。ミホムラ。インキュベーター。あなたの仕業だったの。
Whoa, look at the outfit.
君の命と魂が僕が教えてあげる。これがこの偽物の三滝原の外側。現
With
実
the
世界
bow.
の
Yeah.
姿だよ。僕たちの作り出した干渉遮断フィールドが君のソウルジェムを
Just what? Because it's more. They get more out of it.
濁りきっていたソウルジェムを外からの影響力が一切閉じ込めたとき、何が起こるのか。
See what would happen.
実験。魔法少女を浄化し消滅させる力。君たちが
Right. Study what Madoka
か
did.
ら隔離されたとき、ソウルジェムはどうなるのか。
The law
Fuck.
that they're undoing what
観察さ
Madoka
せてもらったよ。
did.
いつか君が説明してくれた
You once explained. God, what a fucking awesome concept for a movie.
フィールドに保護されたソウルジェムがまだ砕けていない以上、
It's been proven right by you,
形で
Homura.
魔女に変化できたわけでもない。ことができなかったヒナが殻の中で成長
Grew up
できる
within
Within
it.
it.
ね。だから君は自らの迂回を
The
作り
labyrinth
出
is
すことだ。
within you because
まさか街一つを丸ごと模倣。驚きだ。君のソウルジェム
The
の中に
world
ある世界
inside your soul gem. Fucking
そ
Cube.
の理屈は変よ。この結界に誰かが迷い込むことだってなかったはずでしょ。僕たちが挑戦してるのさ。内側からの誘導で
we could still
犠牲者を連れ込むこと
An
だ。
invitation.
魔女としての君が無意識のうちに求めたこの世界に入り込める。
What?
she chose
した
them.
上でなおも円環の断りなる存在が君の結界に招き入れられた犠牲者という形でこの世界に具現化するしかない。とりわけ興味深いのは過去の記憶にも一人の少女だ。
Mhm.
この宇宙と一切の因果関係がない彼女は何の違和感もなく君の
Wow.
世界に紛れ込んできた。まあ
She
そも
slipped
そ
in
も最
here.
初から探す必要さえなかったんだ。手間を省いてくれたのは
You
君自身
brought
なん
her
だよ。
to
明
them.
美穂村。
Fuck.
君は以前から円環の断りのことをあの子はやっぱり唯一厄
Wow.
介だったのは要まどかに対しても作用してしまったみたいだね。君を救済するという目的だけでなく自分自身の力と招待する
What? Holy
No.
shit.
All those Homura guards.
This is so fucked up.
要まどかは神であることを忘れ魔女であることを忘れ、おかげで僕らはこんな無意味な堂々巡りに気長に待つつもりでいたけれど、君が真相にたどり着いたことで均衡も崩れるだろう。さあ明美穂村、まどかに助けを求めるといい。それで彼女も思い出す、自分が何のためにここに来たのか。インキュベート、もちろん今まで仮説に過ぎなかった円環の断りをどけることだよ。
何のために、ただ確認するためにこんな大げさな段取りまで用意支配するつもりね。
最終的な目標については否定しないよ。道のりは困難だろう。僕たちにとって全くの謎だった。できないものは手の出しようがないからね。
Oh my god, Cube.
それで諦めるあなたたちじゃないわ。
観測さえできれば干渉できる、制御もできる。いずれ僕と王女は魔女となり、さらなるエネルギーの
Vast amounts of energy.
God!
He did say, oh, when you told him at the end of the 12th
その感情から
episode.
変換されるエネルギー、予想
This
以
is
上
the
のものだ
perfect concept for a movie.
やっぱ
Holy
り魔法
shit.
少女は無限の可能性を、その存在を全うするべきだ。怒るんだい。君には
Why are
も
you
う
angry?
関わりのない話だ。明美穂村の存在は完結した。下った運命の果てに待ち望んでいた存在と
She
再会の
will
約
try to
束を。
protect Madoka no matter what.
これは幸福なことなんだろう。
No!
こんな幸福は
not
求めてない。
Oh my god!
自ら呪いを募らせるなんて
You're raising a curse yourself.
浄化が間に合わなくなるよ。
今のあなたが知るはずもないけれど、私はね、
solely to save Madoka.
ただ
So
それだ
she'll
けの祈りで魔法少女になったのよ。今度も同じこと。マドカの秘密が暴かれるくらいなら、私はこのまま魔女になってやる。インキュベーターにあの子は触らせない。
君はそんな理由で救済を拒むのかい？永遠の時を呪いと共に過ごすつもりなのか？
きっとこの結界が私の死に場所になるでしょう。巴真美も桜京子もいる。彼女、
バカな。この遮断フィールドの内側で死ぬこと分かっているのかい？殻を破ることすら拒んで卵の中で魔女として完成してしまったら断りに感知されることすらなく破滅する。君は再び要まどかと巡り合うチャンスをね。
Oh shit!
君にとっても最悪の結末だろうね。
doesn't understand human
人間の
emotions.
思考はこうも理不尽なんだい。まどか。
が魔女、私の感情が追いかけてくる。
What the?
後悔だけしかもう思い出せない。これが私の絶望。
ありがとう。お別れを言えなくて。
Madoka.
あれが魔女。怖がらないでやって。一番辛いのはあいつ自身なんだ。待ってくれ。あれは明美ホムラなんだ。仲間と戦う機会。キューベ。あんた普通に喋れたんだ。
残念だわキューベ。ベベの話を信じるしかないみたいね。
ホム
Wow.
ラを救えるはずだ。持っている本当の力。
Baby.
Wow.
そいつはほっときなまどか。さっき
A
私が
magical girl that already became a witch is protecting them, baby.
慌てなさんな。あんたを外に出そうってわけじゃ。
Oh!
君たちは一体。かつて希望を運び、いつか呪いを振りまいたもの。円環に導かれ、この世の因果を外れた者たち。こうすればあんたの目を盗んで立ち回れると思ったのさ。インキュベーターだけに狙いを絞ってまんまと引っかかってくれたわね。
Oh my god!
君たちもまた円環の断り。まあ要するに
Personal assistance, I love it!
まどかが置いていった記憶と力を運んであげなきゃならなかった。
Hold them until it was time to give them back.
確かさやかか本当の記憶をまどかに返す手はずだったのです。ホムラ一人を迎えに行くのに随分と手間かけさせてくれたもんだけど、
Sent them.
あいつのためなら仕方ないか。それなりのご褒美があったらいいもんね。
カラメさん、私たちも行くわよ。
はい。やめて、もうやめて。この世界で死ななきゃならないの。背負い込もうとするなって。し、わけわかんねえことに巻き込みやがって。サンキュー。あんたが死んじまう夢を。 本当はそっちが2人で戦ってるのが夢だって、そういうことなのか。そうか。悲しいものじゃないよ、あれ。何の未練もないつもりでいたけれど、こんな役目を引き受けて戻ってきちゃったなんて心残りだったんだろうね。あんたを置き去りにしちゃった。渚はもう一度チーズが
That's so fair! That's so valid and real!
空気読めっての。小村ちゃん、やめて。まどか。あれを壊せばあんたは自由になれるんだ。ベータの干渉を受けないまま外の世界でこのまどかに会える。ちゃん、一人ぼっちにならないでって。ホムラちゃんはホムラちゃんだよ。私は絶対にだから諦めないで。私が育児であなたと会いたいってその気持ちを裏切る。そうだ、私はどんな罪だって背負える。どんな姿になり果てたとしてもきっと平気だわ。聞いてくれさえすれば。さあ、ホムラちゃん。ホムラちゃん、怖くない？大丈夫。ためらったりしない。言っちまったのか。さやかもあんたのベベも。いいえ、今ようやく彼女を連れて行くところよ。あれがカグヤまどか。いつか私たちを導く縁間の
One
こと
day
を。
lead us away too.
そうだった。私はホムラちゃんのためにこんな大事なことを忘れてたなんて。
Pumpkin.
余計な邪魔が入ったからね。回り道になっちゃったかな。やれやれなのです。待たせちゃってごめんね。今日までずっと頑張ってきたんだよね。行こう。これからはずっと一緒だよ。そうね。この時を待ってた。あ、ホムラちゃん。やっと捕まえた。
What the fuck?
何よこれ。呪いよりもおぞましい色に。何なのあれ。チューネ。いや違う。明美ホムラ。理解できないのも当然よ。ええ、誰にわかるはずもない。この思いは私だけのもの。まどかのためだけのもの。私が避けちゃう。まどか、もう二度と。
What has she done?
The universe.
She's like rewritten it.
世界が書き換えられていく。新しい概念が誕生したというのか。あなたは覚えていなかったわね。君は何に干渉しているんだ。何を改ざんしてしまったんだ。信じられない。呪いに染まったソウルジェムがはずの君の魂がな 思い出したのよ。今日まで何度も繰り返してまどかを思ってのことだった。今はもう痛みさえ愛おしい。私のソウルジェムを濁らせたのは一体できるはずもないわね。インキュベーター、人間の感情の極み、絶望よりも深いもの、愛よ。君は一体何者なんだ。一体どこにたどり着こうとしてるんだ。そうね、私は魔女ですらない。神にも等しく聖なるものを貶めて蝕んでしまったんだもの。存在はもう悪魔とでも呼ぶしかないんじゃないかしら。
A god and a demon!
君たち人類の感情は利用するには危険すぎる。
So you'll never fuck around with it.
僕たちでは制御
Never hope
し
to
きれない。
control something so unpredictable.
でも私たちの世界に湧いた呪いを処理するにはあなたたちの存在が
Oh my god.
協力してもらうわよ。インキュベーター。
That was almost like Kyubey felt fear.
Remember what I was saying about there couldn't be a way to say fuck you to Kyubey and they'd understand? And last, I take that entire thing back. Wow.
The white feather in a box and now a black feather. What the?
Like Sayaka.
あんた何をしたか分かってるの？何があったのか理解しているみたいね、ミキサヤカ。円環の断りの一部をもぎ取っていったんだ。希望だった救済の力を私が奪ったのはほんの断片でしかないわ。まどかで亡くなる前の人としての彼女の記録だけ。どうやらあなたたちまで巻き添えになって居場所に帰れなくなってしまったようだけれど、一体何の権利があっ今の私は魔なるものを蹂躙する存在。神の断りに抗うのは当然のことでしょ。この宇宙を壊すつもりなのとは、それもいいかもね。その時は改めてうちの敵になってあげる。でもミキサヤカ、あなたは今でも徐々に記憶は変わりつつあるでしょ。外側の力とつながっていたのに、今はもうここじゃないどこかにいたはずなのに。再び人間としての人生を取り戻せたことを喜べばいいんじゃない。何が起こったのかも忘れて違和感すら感じなくなるわ。これだけは忘れない。悪魔だってことは。仲良くしましょうね。あまり喧嘩をしているとあの子にまで嫌われるわよ。やあ、さやか。おはよう。おはようございます。おはよう。おはよう。二人ともって言えるなんて、それだけでどんなに幸せ像もしてなかったんだってね。さやかさんは不思議なことをおっしゃいますわ。そうだよ。いつだって私は不思議ちゃんさ。女子の皆さんはくれぐれも半熟じゃなきゃ食べられないとかの仮想男とは交際しない。構成を紹介します。かなめさん。
It's Madoka.
はじめまして。かなめまどかで家族みんなで3年間アメリカにいたんで、ようやく三竹原に帰ってきたので、今日からはこの学校で皆さんと一緒に。
Is that Kyoko on the left?
いいよね。なんだか小学生みたい。一度に質問されすぎてかなめさんが困ってるわよ。私は明美穂村。はじめまして、かなめまどかさん。まどかって呼んでもいいかしら。
The red and the yellow.
校内を案内してあげるわ。ついてきて。あけみさん。穂村でいいわ。久しぶりの故郷はどう？ なんだか懐かしいような、かが違うなっていうか、ちょっと変な気分。3年ぶりだものね。結構何も変わってないような気もするの。むしろ変わっちゃったのはどっちかっていうと私のような。
Wow, the location.
私にはもっと違う姿、違う役目があったはず。どうして。本村ちゃん、ねえ、ちょっと。
あなたは間違いなく本当のあなたのママよ。
Became a demon so she could, like,
花目まどか、
have you be normal again and
欲望よりも秩序を大切にしてる。
その、私は尊いと思うよ。自分勝手にルールを破るのって悪いことじゃないかな。
そう、私の敵になるかもね。でも構わない。それでも私はあなたが幸せになれる世界を望むから。
本村ちゃん、
やっぱりあなたの方が似合うわね。
no.
Yeah, I think
No,
so.
no. No! You can't end it there! What the hell?
Oh
That's ridiculous.
my god. This is the craziest fucking series. They don't give a single fuck. They don't. Come on. This is. Oh. Whoa. Oh my god.
It's like she made her labyrinth real.
No, this is incredible, man. Wow. Oh. Fuck yeah, emote on that dead corpse, bro. Yo.
What the?
Like, okay, that was Madoka Magica Rebellion. That was one of the most enjoyable movies. That was one of the most enjoyable experiences watching a movie I think I've ever had in my entire life.
Definitely during the movie, I think you said something along the lines of, like, this is a spectacle.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. Like, it was beautiful. There were so many choices. I think that if you were to actually, like, try to bring up every single example of things that were so amazing in terms of visuals in this movie, I think you would have to respect it and to honor it, you would have to make, like, an actual PowerPoint discussion, like, with, like, timestamps, every timestamp linked. Like, you would have to have everything. And there'd be a lot. It'd be a long time.
Man, I was so, like, I was going through so many different emotions towards the end of the movie when Madoka is, like, coming down, or what was Madoka's coming down.
Oh yeah, to Homura. Like, I'm ready to take you with me.
I'm like, look, okay, I have to remind myself that this is a movie and an anime movie of a series, so they need to, like, wrap it up in a similar way that it started, and I'm a little bit bummed about that because that's not what I love about Madoka Magica, but I get it. It's a movie. Holy shit, did they go there?
I really
oh
thought
my god.
that it was gonna be sunshine and rainbows. I was a little bit nervous for the fact that I felt like it would be, because I was like, well, why else would there be a movie? If you're already ending the like 12 episodes off with a not sunshine and rainbows ending, why would you include a movie unless it was to resolve whatever the issues still were at the end of the 12 episodes? So I was like, this movie is gonna make it so Homura and Madoka can, and basically everyone even maybe, can exist in the same world together in the real world, rewrite the world, not some witch's labyrinth that's like a fake world that we're all going to live in and pretend is real. Like an actual real world and universe where they can all live together and be happy and be friends.
I mean, Homura did a pretty solid attempt at it at the end here, like given
but it's still so like tainted.
Well, you can still see the imperfections with the world as it shows through like the characters that are existing within the world they're currently in, right? Mm-hmm. You can see that it's not perfect, and like Homura says and acknowledges, like to Sayaka and Madoka, it's only a matter of time before I'm your enemy. Like the inevitability of it, with the awareness of that inevitability, goes to either to further perpetuate how strong of a character Homura is on her own. I am dumbfounded. Like, I am so happy. I'm so happy. And it's like, yeah, Madoka Magica, we didn't know what it was going to be like for a movie because of how well the series ended with it. But what a fucking premise. Because I would have never been like, oh shit, Homura, it's dangerous that you mentioned the existence of witches and how your relationship with Kyubei's race and the incubators used to be. I would have never been like, that's dangerous. Don't mention it.
Don't give them the big idea, you know?
Holy shit.
But that makes so much sense now by how Kyubei's kind of people or creatures would think about things. If they heard a more efficient solution to their gathering their resource through human emotion, why wouldn't they try to figure out how to achieve that? If Homura says that it was possible, and Kyubei's always been throughout the series been like, oh, well, I mean, there's no precedent for it, but sometimes the impossible can be done. Madoka can become a god. Like, man, you really, like, you had said it, and so I'm just gonna say it again. Like, you started to bring it up about the ending of the movie. It really does show that there's no out here. This is a continuous cycle that is just going to repeat and repeat and repeat. That, as Homura said, and that's why I'm bringing it up because you said it, at some point I'll be your enemy. Yeah. And Madoka still has her power. Like, we see that the kind of like moment where she starts to remember who she really is at the very end, and Homura like hugs her. Yeah. And gives her the ribbon back and stuff. And it's like, eventually Madoka's gonna try to undo this again. And then Homura's gonna try to undo whatever Madoka does. And it's just gonna be like,
knowing the nature of Madoka Magica, I almost don't... Okay. It will be infinite with how you're representing that unless they make more. Because if they make more, they wouldn't make more just to keep it the same. Mm-hmm. Something would change. So, do you think that there could be content or will be content of Madoka Magica after this? I'm in like an internal struggle because as a standalone piece now, from my initial interpretation, I'm like, holy shit, this is perfect. But there is precedent, I think, for more.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up something that you're going to be flabbergasted by. So last night, I watched my first WWE match ever. And Ben was explaining to me this idea that there's a heel, you know, the bad guy, And sometimes the story can get written where they start to be, you know, the audience starts to maybe root for them and they start to kind of take a turn, a character arc change where they maybe start to not be a heel anymore and they're that guy that you can cheer for and that you want to succeed instead of being like, boo, you're the bad guy. And I'm like, now we're at a point in the story where Homura has literally become a demon. That's like far, far fallen, with Madoka in the status of god and Homura in the status as demon. I'm like, if there is more content, you really needed to push Homura to the furthest she could fall. The furthest separation you could have for these two characters that are so connected is the perfect moment that if you did want to continue working on the story and maybe give it some sort of sunshine and rainbows, you've gotten it to the perfect like place where we are so far but still so connected.
Yeah. I probably have not watched a wrestling match in over 10 years.
Yeah.
And then just because out of the blue it was on, I was like, I wonder what, like, I haven't watched this since I was a kid. I have like a lot of respect for that industry, but I just haven't been into that. I haven't had the time in like over 10 years. But I can see it with like the comparison or like the example that you set forth with the heel type of aspect of it. Now, I think that this movie deserves multiple rewatches before I could confidently say that I think I have an educated guess or an opinion of comprehending everything that was said. That being said, with just prefacing it with that, at the moment, it feels as if Homura and Madoka, for me, sorry if I got it wrong, are on somewhat of equal footing.
In terms of power?
In terms of power and capabilities, it felt as if when Madoka reached out and Homura took it from Madoka, she took probably like half of what was there in the ability and capability of power.
She does have some sort of line that's like, don't worry, Sayaka, I only took like a little bit. But, I didn't take it all.
Like with the earring that has like the purple like diamond that looks like the immortal rank in Valorant that Homura has at the end of the movie on her ear.
Yeah, like
that
ear
was
cuff.
like proposed as if that was like the law of the cycle that was still there, but it wasn't like Homura. Its existence not being completely erased gives me the impression that Homura and Madoka are on similar footing because they both were perpetuated by each other and they're like their own goal, right? Like what we saw Madoka's in the finale of episode 12, this movie goes to show me after becoming a witch, Homura's like obsession with love, specifically for Madoka, transcended past that point, and with that interaction with Madoka has turned her into this demon. And I am so fucking like over the moon with that. Man, I'm just marking out. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy that we got to watch this.
When I finished the movie, one of the scenes like that was more about content and less about visuals. Like I know we're like always hyping up the visuals for Madoka Magica.
Yeah.
Like how could you not bring that up as one of your first points of like something you're excited about? But a moment that happened that made me feel like, oh my god, I want to talk about this. What this means for this movie and this content and this character kind of downfall that we have happen into demonhood by the end of the movie is the moment that Homura is in that field of flowers. And we have a Madoka who has no memory of anything. Now we obviously know, because we finished the movie, that Sayaka and Bebe were like the holders of the memory, so that Madoka wasn't holding on to it during this kind of infiltration, trying to save Homura. And in this moment that Madoka has no memory, Homura is posing questions to her about kind of like what she would risk. Like, would she be willing to leave her family? Would she be willing to do the sacrifice that we do know Madoka has chosen to do? And the Madoka that is right there in front of Homura is like, no, I wouldn't want that. And Homura finds validation in this. Like,
oh yeah,
even if Madoka doesn't have, like, obviously we know Madoka doesn't have all the facts there. We already know Madoka, for who she is, ends up making the decision. Unprompted, really. Like, just with all the facts, she ends up making the decision by the end of the 12 episodes. So you can't really, like, it's someone searching for something, and they're just going to be like, oh, there we go, I got it. Even if it's from the point of view of someone with none of the context, really. None of the emotions, the feelings, the events that led up to their inevitable decision.
Yeah.
And it's, like, kind of a scapegoat there. It's kind of like, it's almost like Homura was just, like, clinging on to this tiny shred of, like, inside Madoka somewhere in the innocent, naive part of her, that if she knew nothing in the purest of her soul, if none of this had ever happened, she wouldn't want this, and clinging to that one little piece as, like, a validation for what she chooses to do with her own life.
In the discussion for episode 12, I was trying to, like, formulate the idea that I don't think any reality existed that Kyubey could be given, like, a fuck you, like, haha, you can see, like, where, I don't know, like any type of, like, negative thing that could happen to him, and that could, like, actually affect his way of thinking. And even with the ending of episode 12, I didn't think that it truly was anything like that, but I said that it was the closest to what I felt like we could get to because of how different of a being Kyubey is, and how Kyubey thinks of things and how he interprets things. It couldn't be like that, even with the outcome we got in episode 12. But this is a step further, by far, than episode 12. I'm not saying it is, but it's definitely a step there. It's like, what was your interpretation of this reality now? Mine was that Homura has... I'm trying to, like, mince my words, but it seems like enslaved the entire incubator race into helping give the reality that we have now currently. Because obviously magical girls still exist here, you know?
Right. I think one of the best parts in regards to, like, thinking about Kyubey for this movie is that visually, all throughout the movie, we were basically only getting close-ups of Kyubey's eyes. The unblinking, the unemotional eyes that we have been talking about for 12 episodes before this movie, where there's been such debate within my own soul of, like, Anna, are you being too hard on this little alien creature? Like, should you really be hating on him so much and thinking he's so diabolical and creepy and horrible? Like, maybe he is redeemable, or you shouldn't be, like, going so harshly with this idea that he's evil or bad. And in this movie, we keep getting these close-ups of Kyubey's face, and by the end of the movie, the close-ups on his face, even though they are so similar to the others, almost feel like they have emotion in them of fear. And I can't tell you how much that is, like, me inserting my own opinions of how Kyubey should feel into the movie that I'm watching, or if it's true. But to have that same screen of just those little pink round circles, but they're suddenly shaking a little bit, almost portraying an emotion which we know to Kyubey and his kind is a sign of mental illness, that Homura, in becoming a demon and basically enslaving them, has pushed them to start feeling emotions and mental illness. Like, that's sort of, like, where my brain is going, and that is so wild to think about.
You were talking about, you know, your Kyubey interpretations, and I kind of feel a little bit guilty and a little bit not for hating on Bebe so much early on.
Well, I think it's fair to be very suspicious of Bebe, especially in the beginning of the movie.
The entire cake sequence absolutely fucked me.
I'm a raspberry.
it was one of my favorite things I've ever seen in my entire life, and I need to watch it on loop while I sleep so I can see if I'm still the same person the
And
next
the
day.
lead up to it you loved because they all landed on Sayaka's 5 swords.
It was so fucking good. And, well, okay, each and every transformation, I never wanted that to end.
You did say during the movie, like, oh, we should probably have a favorite, but
Yeah.
we never actually, like, answered whether we had a favorite or not.
I don't think I really could pick a favorite.
Mine was Madoka.
Really?
I really liked when they did the, like, grid across the screen of her doing the same movement, you know? It was really cute. I was gonna go with Kyoko before I saw Madoka's. Oh,
Yo,
but
Sayaka was
break
literally
dancing.
breakdancing, bro. Sayaka's mine only because how, like, I love Sayaka with all my heart. Kyoko's is great too, but I think Sayaka's my number one. But since I just said the name Sayaka and Kyoko together, I need to tell you, like, you already know it. One of my favorite parts of this entire movie was the interaction that they had at the end.
The one thing I regret.
And I wrote it down while we were watching the movie. I feel as if hating Kyoko when we first were introduced to her, hating her so passionately made this moment means, like, even
so
more than it already would have to me. It literally destroyed me. Like, it was one of the best moments in the entire series.
It's been a journey for you because, like, I mean, that's what this show has really been for the characters in this universe. It's this giant journey of, like, going from hate to love in different relationships and, like, fighting against the laws of the universe. Really big leaps and bounds of action. And for you to start the series off in the same way that I said I had, like, this giant, creeped out, wasn't in favor of Kyubey at all in the beginning and was kind of upset at myself for being so harsh on him. You were so harsh on Kyoko at the beginning, and I feel like my harshness on Kyubey is why the moment where you see his eyes at the end is what made that moment even better for me, and I can completely understand why, like, immediately when you meet Kyoko and she's immediately going into, like, yeah, I'm willing to kill another magical girl. I'm willing to wait until this familiar becomes a witch and kills people before I defeat it.
I think Kyoko will be my favorite character on a rewatch.
Yeah.
I think that the second I see that, like, shit-eating grin, eating fucking candy, being like, I'm gonna kill this Sayaka girl, I'm gonna be like, yo, I know what happened. They lived together.
This Sayaka girl is your favorite person to ever exist, and you absolutely love her.
Yeah. Fuck.
And they have such a good, like, that's one of the best things to come out of this fake world that has been created within Homura's Labyrinth, is the fact that Kyoko and Sayaka have gotten to actually have time together. And obviously Sayaka agrees with the viewer on that is the best thing to come from her being a part of this mission. I think she even says something along those lines of, like, she's really glad that she was, like, asked to be a part of this mission because of one of her, like, her one regret.
Yeah. The entirety of, like, the holy quintet and the combo moves and everybody just working together was so fun. Because we never got it.
We never got it. And in the times that we did see them start to work together, bad things always happen. Like the scene where Sayaka becomes a witch and everyone learns the truth, and then Mami shoots Kyoko and then is about to shoot Homura, but then Madoka shoots Mami. Like, we knew when we first met Mami that Mami, like, dreamed of not being alone and, like, wanted Madoka to become a magical girl so that she could fight with someone and not be lonely. And we have sequences of Homura trying to figure out how to utilize her ability so that she can fight with them, and Sayaka being like, I'm a close range fighter, I don't think our abilities will work well together, you know. So then Homura goes and tries to, like, develop a new fighting technique to deploy in battle so that she can fight with Sayaka. And now we get this where they actually all get to be together, even if it's fake. It makes me feel so good because it's like, I want that for them.
Yeah.
The whole idea that magical girls couldn't coexist and couldn't be friends because of the competition of survival But now in this world where they don't have to compete for survival because they're fighting nightmares instead of witches and like...
So Bebe we never saw in the 12 episodes, right?
Nope.
And then they are a magical girl. Are they the magical girl that killed Mommy?
I think that Bebe...
The witch, the magical girl that died turned into a witch and then killed Mommy?
I think that what I'm getting from this is that all of the magical girls that Madoka was unable to save are the ones that help her with her missions.
Okay.
And Bebe specifically, like Sayaka, had one reason why they'd want to be here. And Sayaka's reason was Kyoko to be a part of this mission. Of course, Bebe would want to be a part of the mission where she could actually interact with a magical girl she knows in like, she killed.
Okay, cool.
Like, of course, like, that makes sense to me that she would want to be a part of this if it meant kind of getting to know Mommy.
Yeah. I think that, like, the thing that sold it for me was just seeing the same, like, stylistic abilities, like, that came through the transformation of Bebe, you know? That's super cool and interesting that they added that in. Bebe, I love Bebe's design.
And then Bebe at the end getting to run off with the other, like, elementary schoolers or whatever. Like, oh.
My favorite fight in the movie, Sayaka and Homura was pretty cool because we got some dynamic, like, shots. We got a reflection shot from within Homura's, like, a wrist gadget after Sayaka had stabbed it. Cool. That was dope. But my favorite fight for sure was the Homura Mommy fight. It was with one of the coolest fights I have ever seen in any anime. Like, and it all was such a payoff because you're watching these, like, bullets collide with each other, and, like, you're just seeing them in the background as time stopped, like, grow and grow and grow in density, and then all of a sudden you see them all, like, let go, and it, like, ricochet off of each other. It was so fucking cool. My
eyes were, like, flickering all around the screen during that fight. That fight was wild. Dang. Just another moment I just wanted to talk about, like, the sequence of what it was like to kind of try to leave this fake city. Like, when we were in this moment when Homura first poses to Kyoko, like, hey, you're the one person that I feel weird about in terms of how you're acting or how you're different than I remember. Let's go on a trip to your hometown.
Yeah.
That moment was the changing moment. I think it for everyone, maybe not everyone, maybe just me, of, like, being like, okay, wait, there is something going on here that's really sus. Like, that's really suspicious.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to leave the city. We have this very scenic kind of trip with all these bridges and they're all overlapping, and then we're driving in this very, like, foggy road, and then we pass this giant structure of, like, windows, and we're like, that was our stop. Yeah. Why are we not stopping? And then we end up back on the bridge and back at the city. I was like, because then what happens is you start to make sense as the viewer of why Homura was seeing all the faces looking fuzzy in the classroom scene.
Yeah.
Like, the scene almost earlier than that. And I remember when that scene first happened of all the faces in the classroom, I was like, is this just, like, a disassociate? Is something happening here where we're seeing who's important to her and who's not? Is it much more of, like, an emotional state situation and less, like, an actual thing that I should be reading into? And it's more so, like, showing us the people that she's connecting with, or that she's paying attention to, who she might be suspicious of. So many crazy and then that was the moment, like, after that interaction with Kyoko, we get one of the best kind of lines or moments in this movie of Kyoko kind of flipping her head back like she does, that Sayaka ends up also doing in this movie too, and being like, see, that cool girl act, that's actually, that feels better to me for how you're acting.
Like, that is the one, that's the you that I know.
That's the you that I know,
it's so cool because it's like, especially given the nature of like Homura, for example, we don't really learn who Homura truthfully is and what she's been through until well past halfway through the series.
Mhm.
And because of that, we were stripped from the perspective Homura was going through when interacting with all of the magical girls for each iteration's first time. And upon like realizing and starting to break down the facades of this world, we get such an interesting like look into Homura's perspective on Mommy in particular, because that's the interaction that we saw the least, but we all like in terms of like the Homura we now know versus the Homura we saw always at odds with Mommy. The lines where I was never comfortable with her. She would always put on a strong front and push herself too hard despite having the softest heart of any of us. Like, I love hearing that acknowledgement from Homura and then being like, I'd always felt too cruel divulging the truth in front of her. Like,
I feel like Mommy reminded Homura of who she was trying to not be. Mommy was what Homura was when Homura first actually came into this situation in this story. Like, I think she was just a lot softer, and I think what she's done with time and continuously replaying the loop is what has kind of hardened her and solidified her resolve and hardened her heart. It's made her feel like she is actually inhuman now. And I think that what she saw in Mommy was, this is a person that reminded her of herself in terms of, I mean, think about it. Mommy is the one character that as soon as she learns the truth, she kills everyone. She's unable to handle it. She has a psychotic break when she realizes that they're all going to become witches. She really is the one that couldn't handle this. Homura was right to have kind of felt like she was the one that was the most, like, you have to tiptoe around in terms of divulging the truth, whether to protect her, but also because of how she would respond to the truth, that she wouldn't respond well to it.
Yeah.
And Homura knows better than any of us about that because of the fact that she did try in earlier iterations to tell everyone the truth.
Yeah. This was such a great movie. There were even like meta bits like that don't border the line of if they're meta or not, but they aren't because of the nature of Madoka Magica. Like, are you enjoying the movie? Like the entire like world of the witchiness.
We're in the cinema.
Yeah, we're in the cinema. Exactly.
Yes.
And I love that shit. It's so good, man.
It's really horrible that I didn't think about that until you just said it.
I said it so many times during the granted. It was a great movie.
Sometimes it can be hard to hear each other during a movie, whether that's, or during anything, whether that's immersion, the volume is maybe too loud, the headphones.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I didn't hear you say it, but you probably did.
I am obsessed with Madoka Magica. Tonight, for the first time I think we've ever done this, ever, we are doing a watch party for episode 1 of Madoka Magica with a couple of our friends over Discord, because like they all don't watch anime really, other than like, oh, Your Name, have you seen that movie?
They've seen Your Name.
But a few of them were interested, like we were like raving about Madoka Magica and being like, this episode is crazy, we love this series, you guys have to watch it. But
also specifically, we thought that our friends would like Madoka Magica.
Definitely. I feel like it needs to be watched by people, but we're watching that for the first time. I'm excited
episode.
I'm nervous because, like, I live in this, like, little 2-person world because we're, like, disconnected from any type of, like, spoiler risk media, that I don't know other people's opinions about, like, the anime that we've watched, and this is like such a perfect gem in my mind, and I want people to see it. It's like when you're showing people a video that you've laughed at in private and you want them to laugh at when you show it to them.
It's kind of like we're flipping the tables with like one side, the people watching maybe a reaction video to the reactors that are reacting to it, and now I'm gonna spend the night probably more so looking at my friends' cameras on Discord than the actual episode 1 of Madoka, because I'll want to see like how they're reacting to it. What is their brain thinking of?
I think I'm gonna mute them completely and then just rewatch the episode as episode 1, and then after the fact be like, what'd you think?
And then
that was the
discuss
best
it with
thing
them?
ever, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was the best thing ever,
Like
wasn't it?
I feel like I'm just going to like eyes like trying to appreciate every like it's like the same thing with Steins Gate. I'd assume you'd like do it, but like without spoiling anything about Steins Gate, like the idea of just rewatching something with context that you have once you're finished is going to create a completely separate and experience on the rewatch, and I'm gonna like just try to be completely immersed in that. God,
I still have to decide what I want for a tattoo.
Me too.
Obviously, Soul Gem is there. I really like Madoka's bow and arrow with like the like flower at the tip. I think that the gears of Homura's time magic is a cool idea for a tattoo. There's so many things just visually that you could do that could be more obscure, even more so that people wouldn't necessarily know, which I kind of love. I love the idea of like, for me myself personally, getting an anime tattoo that like some people walking past me wouldn't know what that was, but if they'd seen that show, they would like know what it was.
Yeah.
I do like that idea. Like I do like more obscure merch, like a shirt or something that a fan would know what it was.
Yeah. Whatever the fucking like new style of Soul Gem was that Homura made that looks like a chess piece.
Dude, the chess, yes.
Like it obviously it
That's
comes from
cool.
her turning to a witch and then the love that she has being
That's
able
her
to
love.
surpass into her demon, right? But like
The pinnacle of all human emotion.
you could do Madoka's like Soul Gem and I could do Homura's pinnacle of all human emotion chess piece.
We have already decided that it makes a lot of sense for Ben to have more of a Homura tattoo and me to have more of a Madoka tattoo.
Yeah.
I think that we feel that if we were in this world and put through these, this is my opinion, if we were in this world and put into these circumstances, I think I would end up more so with the frame of mind or thought of Madoka. And I could see you as Homura.
Yeah, that's like if we're living in the, like, we're the main character type personalities. In reality, I probably would be, like, the teacher. Or, like, Madoka's dad. That'd be
just,
a vibe.
like, cutting his little tomatoes in his garden and cooking. Honestly, yes.
So good.
I would be Bebe if we're being realistic.
What are not even shown in the real series?
Yo,
okay, can we talk about that? How could we not discuss that in the discussion? Fucking yeah, Parmigiano Reggiano. Like what the fuck kind of character is Bebe?
That's
and
why
how
she
the
wanted to be
fuck
mommy.
would they? How are you gonna deprive me of that character for 12 episodes? What the fuck?
That was probably one of the most brilliant moves on behalf of whoever decided what was going to be in the movie in terms of characters.
Yeah.
Because there's only one like new character that has been added into this universe for the movie, and she is so perfect and I love her.
I don't want to stop recording things for Madoka Magica. Obviously, I don't think there's anything else for us to watch, but, like, I want to keep talking about Madoka Magica once a week.
Would you, just...
I wish.
In your own time, would you want to... I know the other two movies, I think we believed that they were, like, a recap
Of the first...
of the 12 episodes.
12 episodes.
Would you want to watch those just to see, like... Because sometimes when there's a movie, like, the animation is maybe, like, updated.
Yeah. I definitely would, like, just out of curiosity. I couldn't imagine that it would be better than 1 through 12 and the execution of it, just in terms of, like, timing and pacing. But I definitely, 100% am gonna watch it.
I think I'd definitely be curious where the ending point for the first movie would be, you know, into the second movie. Like, where would they kind of make that cutoff of what content is in the first movie versus the second movie. And I think I would also be curious to like know how it felt in terms of pacing to be going right into the continuation of the storyline instead of like stopping after 23 minutes.
That's an interesting point. Do you have any guesses of where you think that they would like split it? between episodes, like, or movies 1 and 2. Maybe
Sayaka's
Kyoko's
death.
Yeah.
Like, Sayaka becoming a witch, I think, is around the halfway mark. Or maybe she's about to become a witch? Is that when, like, around
I'm thinking,
6?
like, I'm thinking, like, right after Kyoko and Sayaka have their fight, maybe.
Okay, yeah, is that when, like, the soul gem is thrown off, like, right before the soul gem is thrown off the bridge?
It would be before then.
Yeah.
Definitely before then. Maybe it would come, like, right after the conversation with, like, Madoka and her mom. I'm not sure, though.
It could be an interesting ending for a movie of, like, not giving any resolution to saving Sayaka after throwing her soul gem off.
So, like, in between movies, you're like, holy shit, Sayaka might be dead right now.
Like,
that's interesting.
That could be a good, because that's literally the end of episode 6
into 7.
But you get the resolution of putting the soul gem back in the hand. But what that episode is a giant turning point in terms of, like, the audience and the characters in the show realizing just how much there is that they don't know, that Kyubey hasn't informed them on, that makes them feel like it's like their exterior hardware. They aren't human anymore. They can't even, this little thing is now they're seeing it, that is who they are.
Yeah.
And if they are separated more than, like, 100 meters from this thing, they will die.
That was a great moment in the movie with Homura, like, leaving it.
Trying as one of her attempts. I think that Homura's witch was incredibly beautiful.
Not well Perdishnet.
That whole sequence of her kind of being, like, led to the guillotine.
Gorgeous.
I think that fits with, like, the change of the soul gem looking like a crown. You know, this idea that she is this monarch that is being led to the guillotine by all of the soldiers that look like her.
There are so many crazy fucking, like, close-up visuals of, like, Homura, whether it was, like, the blood and red all across her face or just the witch.
It really, like, there is this, like, energy with it that's very much, like, it makes you think back to just different queens that were monarchs that were killed because of either a change in power or the husband, the king, wanting to get married to someone else. And so he has one of the, like, the current queen die by the guillotine. And it makes you think of, like, this monarch, this person of power kind of being resorted to this, like, death as a spectacle. But there being a true deep down innocence to them, that, like, you pity them that this is happening, but they understand that this has to happen. And that's what it made me think of. And it was really cool to be thinking like that.
There was this one shot that Homura was hanging up her phone and dropping it, and the phone, like, fell to the ground like a piece of paper. It was so wild. And I was like, what the fuck? I love this. And I love this, like, universe so much because of how fucky it is. I kind of thought there might be more chairs in this movie. There were a few that
there was
were
just
wacky.
A lot of windows.
Yeah. Then there were, like, some really tall chairs that didn't really make a lot of sense, but I kind of just, I don't know.
The airships?
The airships were fucking awesome, dude. The directions that they were coming from made absolutely no sense half the time, but that's why I love this world. Same with the fucking cake table sequence.
The cake sequence is probably one of my favorites, I'm gonna say, in the movie.
I wish I could just, like, I don't know, man. I wish I could show that to somebody with no context.
No context?
Yeah,
just
but then
I am raspberry.
I think they'd probably feel the same as I did with the context, you know?
I mean, I was confused.
That was so good.
That's fair. I think if you gave someone no context for this scene, they would be like, so all of these girls are friends, they're singing a little song about cake and what food they are and how they are not the cake. And then this giant clown-like creature eats something, becomes a cake, and then you jump on his belly, and then a little blobby head comes out.
That was where I was like, okay, so Bebe was the one that killed Mommy, right? Because like that was like the defining moment for me.
Just like seeing that other form.
Yeah. All right, that's all I have you.
I think so, but I am kind of like
Me too.
wary to be ending any ceasing discussion.
I want
on
to
this
rewatch
movie.
it and then talk more.
I don't
Do a
want it to be
PowerPoint.
over. I think that this is one of those times where I'm like, if there's a manga, I want to read it.
Definitely.
Just because I don't want to be done with it. And I'm really curious. The anime is so beautiful and interesting and multimedia and like colorful that I'm curious how it looks in a manga.
We need to talk more about tattoo ideas.
Right. We do need to talk more about tattoo ideas.
If we get Madoka Magica tattoos, we will never mention it on the channel, and it will be up to people to try to spot them on us.
Like if I'm randomly moving around, like I talk with my hands a lot.
Yeah.
So if I got it anywhere in this vicinity, it would be spotted.
Oh, what if I got it like on my ear, so it's in every reaction, but you can't see it because it's covered by the
Like you
headphones.
get the cuff.
Oh
the ear cuff
shit!
that Homura has at the end, kind of
Yeah.
tattooed onto your ear.
That would look so bad. That would hurt so bad.
You could get it behind your ear. That
True,
could look cool.
that'd be pretty
like,
cool.
That could
Yeah,
look
yeah.
cool. I feel like that would hurt though. I don't
Yeah.
know how painful it is to get tattoos like behind your ear or on your neck. I feel like that
Little
would hurt.
do they know, I have tons of tattoos right under the headphones. You just
under
can't
the
see 'em.
headphones. You have no idea.
Pierced ears too. That's kind of true, but
Not really. Kind of.
yeah, a little bit.
So cryptic.
Keep it vague though, you know.
Keep it vague.
All right, you good?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.